April 2017. Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee. The second floor. Elvis's bedroom. A team of archivists arrives. Routine preservation work. Nothing unusual. Nothing expected. One woman kneels by the nightstand. Wooden, heavy, unchanged since 1977. She removes the bottom drawer. Something catches her eye. A piece of paper. Yellowed, folded, taped to the back panel, hidden for 40 years. Her hands shake as she reaches for it. What happens in the next 18 minutes will change everything we thought we knew about Elvis's final days. Here is the story. The archivist's name is Sarah Mitchell, 47 years old, works for Graceland Enterprises, 15 years of service. She has cataloged thousands of items, guitars, jumpsuits, letters, photos. But this is different. She peels the tape carefully, the adhesive brittle with age. The paper unfolds. Blue ballpoint pen. Elvis's handwriting. Unmistakable. Her colleague steps closer. "What is it?" Sarah doesn't answer. She reads again. Her eyes fill with tears. "Call Lisa Marie. Call her now." The note contains 3 things. 3 elements that will shatter everything. A confession nobody expected. A question that haunted Elvis. And instructions for something that never happened. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. To understand this note, we must go back. Not to the day Elvis wrote it, but to the day that made him write it. November 1976, Las Vegas. The Las Vegas Hilton, Suite 3000. Elvis sits alone. The tour just ended. 57 shows in 42 days. His body breaking down. He looks in the mirror, barely recognizes himself. The man in the reflection looks 60. Elvis is 41. Someone knocks. Elvis doesn't answer. The knock comes again, louder this time. "Come in." The door opens. Larry Geller enters, Elvis's hairstylist, but more than that, his spiritual advisor, his friend for 12 years. Larry sees Elvis's face, knows something is wrong, deeply wrong. "Boss, what happened?" Elvis turns away, walks to the window. The Vegas Strip glows below. Neon, noise, life. Elvis feels dead inside. "I need to tell you something, Larry. Something I've never told anyone." Larry sits, waits. 20 years of silence about to break. Quick thought. Have you ever kept a secret so long it started eating you alive? Drop a comment. Elvis walks to the closet, opens it, reaches to the top shelf, pulls down a shoebox. Inside the box, letters, 38 of them, all unopened, all from the same person. Larry looks at the envelopes. No return address, just a name he doesn't recognize. James Robert Morrison. Who is that? Elvis sits on the bed, the box in his lap, his hands trembling. "A boy I met in 1956, in Tupelo, my hometown, before everything changed." Elvis opens the first letter, dated March 1957. The paper fragile, the words faded but readable. "Dear Elvis, I hope this letter finds you well. I wanted to thank you again for what you did for my family last year. My mother is still talking about it. The medicine you paid for saved her life. I know you said not to thank you, but I had to. You didn't just help us, you gave us hope." Your friend, James Elvis, closes the letter. His voice drops. "I forgot about him, Larry. I forgot." "What do you mean?" August. Elvis returns to Tupelo. His first time back since becoming famous. The town throws a parade. Thousands of people line the streets. After the show, Elvis walks Main Street, signing autographs, taking photos, being Elvis. A boy approaches, 12 years old, thin, dirty clothes, barefoot in August heat. The boy doesn't ask for an autograph, doesn't ask for a photo, he asks for help. "Mr. Presley, my mama is sick, real sick. The doctor says she needs medicine. We don't have money. I don't know what to do." The crowd presses in, people pulling at Elvis, cameras flashing. The boy gets pushed back. Elvis sees him disappearing into the crowd. Wait. Elvis pushes through the people, grabs the boy's hand, pulls him aside. "What's your name?" James. James Robert Morrison. Elvis reaches into his pocket, pulls out his wallet, takes out $200, every dollar he has on him, presses it into James's hand. This is for your mama's medicine. You take care of her, you hear? And James, don't tell anyone about this. This is between you and me. The boy's eyes fill with tears. Thank you, Mr. Presley. Thank you. Elvis smiles, returns to the crowd. Forgets the moment, forgets James Morrison. But James doesn't forget. James writes his first letter, tells Elvis his mother survived, thanks him again. Elvis never responds. Too busy, too famous, too overwhelmed. James writes again, tells Elvis he graduated 8th grade, first in his family to do so. No response. James writes, says he's working at the lumber mill, saving money for his mother. No response. The letters continue. One every year, sometimes two. James's life unfolds in these letters. High school graduation, first real job, meeting a girl named Mary. Each letter ends the same way. I hope you're doing well. You changed my life. I'll never forget you. And Elvis never reads them. The letters go to his management, get filtered by secretaries, end up in a box, shipped to Graceland, forgotten, until 1973. Elvis finds the box during a move, 38 letters, spanning 16 years, all from James Morrison. Elvis reads them all. One sitting. 4 hours. He watches James's life unfold. The boy who asked for help. Now a man, married, 2 children, working as a carpenter in Tupelo, still grateful, still writing, still hoping Elvis remembers. Elvis's heart breaks. He takes out his stationery, starts to write a response, crosses it out, tries again, crosses it out. What can he say? Sorry I forgot you? Sorry I never responded? Sorry your letters meant nothing to me? He can't find the words. So he does nothing. But the guilt stays. The box of letters moves with Elvis. Graceland to Vegas to L.A. to Vegas. Always nearby. Always unfinished business. Until that night in Vegas, November 1976, when Elvis tells Larry everything. I've carried this guilt for 3 years. This boy reached out to me 38 times, and I ignored him. Larry listens, doesn't judge, doesn't interrupt. Boss, it's not too late. You can write to him now. Elvis shakes his head. What do I say? Sorry I ignored you for 20 years? He probably hates me now. Probably thinks I never cared. He's right to think that. Larry stands, walks to Elvis, places a hand on his shoulder. You cared enough to give him $200 when you barely had it. You cared enough to keep these letters. You care enough to feel guilty. That means something. Elvis looks at the letters. 38 chances to respond. 38 failures. I'll write to him. When I get back to Graceland, I promise. But Elvis doesn't get back to Graceland for 3 months. And when he does, the world swallows him again. Tours, recordings, divorce proceedings, Lisa Marie's custody battle. The letters stay in the box. The guilt stays in his heart. July 1977. Elvis is in his bedroom, the same bedroom where the note will be found. 40 years in the future, he can't sleep. Again. He thinks about James Morrison, the promise he made to Larry, the promise he hasn't kept. He gets out of bed. 3:17 a.m. Goes to his desk, pulls out paper, a pen. He starts to write. The first draft is apologetic, too apologetic. He crumples it. The second draft is defensive, making excuses. He crumples it. The third draft is honest. He writes for an hour, crosses out lines, rewrites, edits. Finally, he has it. A letter to James. But something stops him. He reads it again, realizes something terrible. What if James is dead? 20 years have passed since they met. James would be 32 now. But what if he didn't make it? What if the lumber mill accident? What if the cancer? What if? Elvis can't send it without knowing. He writes a note to himself. Instructions. Things to do in the morning. Have someone locate James Morrison in Tupelo. If alive, send the letter. If not, send flowers to his family. Either way, close this chapter. He folds the note, tapes it to the back of his nightstand drawer, where he'll see it tomorrow, when he opens the drawer, when he's ready to face this. Tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes for Elvis. August 16th, 1977. Elvis dies. The note stays hidden. The letter to James never sent. The nightstand drawer is never opened. The note stays taped, waiting, 40 years later. Sarah Mitchell holds the note, reads it again. Her colleague calls Lisa Marie. 2 hours later, Lisa Marie arrives at Graceland. Her first time in the bedroom since childhood. She hasn't been able to enter it since her father died. Sarah hands her the note. Lisa Marie reads. Tears fall. She doesn't wipe them away. He was going to reach out. He was trying. Sarah shows her something else. In the desk drawer, they found it. The letter. The one Elvis wrote. Never sent. Lisa Marie reads her father's words to James Morrison. Dear James, I'm writing to apologize for 20 years of silence, for 38 unanswered letters, for making you think I forgot you. I didn't forget. I was afraid that too much time had passed, afraid that you moved on, afraid that I let you down. But you need to know this. What you wrote in those letters mattered. Every word, every update about your life, every expression of gratitude. You reminded me why I do this. Not for the fame, not for the money, but for moments like the one we shared in Tupelo, when I could help someone who needed it. I hope you're well. I hope you're happy. I hope life has been kind to you. And I hope someday you can forgive me for my silence. Your friend, Elvis. Lisa Marie folds the letter, holds it to her chest. We need to find James Morrison. We need to give this to him. The search begins. Within 24 hours, they locate him. James Robert Morrison, 73 years old, still living in Tupelo, same house he bought in 1965. Lisa Marie calls him personally. Mr. Morrison, this is Lisa Marie Presley. I need to speak with you about my father. James is silent. Then, I wrote to him for 20 years. He never wrote back. I figured he forgot about me. Lisa Marie's voice breaks. He didn't forget. He wanted to reach out. He wrote you a letter. He just never got the chance to send it. May 2017, Graceland, the meditation garden. James Morrison stands beside Elvis's grave, Lisa Marie beside him. She hands him the letter, the one her father wrote 40 years ago. James reads. Silent tears fall. He doesn't wipe them away either. When he finishes, he speaks. I never hated him for not writing back. I understood. He was Elvis Presley. I was just a boy he helped once. But this, knowing he thought about me, knowing he cared, that's all I ever needed. Lisa Marie asks him about the letters he wrote, 38 of them. Does he remember? Every word. What did you tell him? I told him about my life, about Mary, my wife, about our children, about becoming a carpenter. I told him I named my son after him, Elvis James Morrison. Born 1963. He never knew. Lisa Marie takes James's hand. He knows now. The letters James wrote, all 38 of them, are now archived at Graceland, alongside the letter Elvis wrote but never sent, and the note that stayed hidden for 40 years. Visitors can read them, see the full story, the boy who reached out, the man who wanted to respond, the silence that wasn't indifference, just fear. James Morrison visits Graceland every August 16th, anniversary of Elvis's death, brings flowers, sits by the grave, talks to his old friend. In 2019, Lisa Marie established the James Morrison Kindness Fund. It helps families in Tupelo who can't afford medical care, just like Elvis helped James's family in 1956. To date, the fund has helped 847 families. James's son, Elvis James Morrison, now runs a carpentry business in Tupelo. He teaches young people the trade his father mastered and tells them about the day Elvis Presley helped their family. The original $200 Elvis gave to James. James kept it, never spent it, framed it. It hangs in the Elvis James Morrison Carpentry School, a reminder that kindness matters, that small acts create ripples, that we're never forgotten by those we help. James's wife, Mary, passed away in 2021, 93 years old. She kept every letter James wrote to Elvis, copies of them, in a scrapbook. The scrapbook is now at Graceland, too. James himself is 81 now, still healthy, still building furniture, still telling the story. When asked about Elvis, he says the same thing every time. He changed my life twice, once when he gave me that money, and once when his daughter gave me that letter. The first gave my mother life. The second gave me peace. The note Elvis left in his bedroom, found 40 years later, wasn't just a reminder to himself. It was a message to all of us. That guilt we carry for things left unsaid, the apologies we never made, the gratitude we never expressed, the love we never voiced. They haunt us, but it's never too late. Until it is. Elvis ran out of time, but his daughter finished what he started. That's the power of family. That's the power of love. Quick thought. Have you ever wanted to tell someone something but waited too long? Drop a comment. The bedroom at Graceland looks exactly as it did in 1977. The bed, the TV, the nightstand. But now there's a small plaque, placed beside the nightstand. It reads, "In this room, Elvis Presley wrote his final letter. It was never sent. But 40 years later, it reached the person it was meant for." May we all find the courage to speak before it's too late. Every year, thousands of visitors read that plaque, stand in that room. Think about their own unsent letters, their own unfinished business. Some leave the tour and immediately call someone, a parent, a friend, an old love, to say what needs to be said. That's Elvis's legacy, not just the music, not just the movies, but the reminder that our actions matter, our words matter, our silence matters too. James Morrison continues to visit Graceland. He brings his grandchildren now, 12 of them, shows them the letters, tells them the story. They ask him the same question. "Grandpa, are you mad at Elvis for never writing back?" And James gives them the same answer. No. Because I understand something now that I didn't then. Elvis was human, just like us. He had fears, he had regrets, he had good intentions that life got in the way of, but his heart was always in the right place. And that's what matters. The note, the letter, the 40 years of silence. They tell us something important. We are all doing our best. We all fall short sometimes. We all have things we wish we'd done differently. But we're also capable of extraordinary kindness, like Elvis giving $200 to a stranger's family, or Lisa Marie reuniting her father's words with their intended recipient. These moments, they echo through time, they change lives, they create stories worth telling. If you're listening to this and thinking of someone you need to reach out to, do it. Don't wait 40 years. Don't leave a note for tomorrow that might never come. Say it now, write it now, send it now, because time doesn't stop for good intentions. Elvis knew that. In the end, when he wrote that note, when he planned to finally respond, he knew. But knowing isn't enough. We have to act. And if you're lucky, like James Morrison was, someone will act for you when you can't act yourself. Someone will find the hidden note. Someone will deliver the unsent letter. Someone will close the loop that grief left open. But don't count on luck. Count on courage. The courage to be vulnerable. The courage to admit you were wrong. The courage to say you care. That's what Elvis tried to do in his final weeks. And that's what we should all try to do. Every day we have left. If this story touched you, let me know in the comments. If you have your own unsent letter, maybe it's time to send it. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. We tell stories about Elvis that go deeper than the music, stories about the man behind the legend, because Elvis wasn't perfect. None of us are. But he tried. And he cared. And in the end, that's what his daughter wanted the world to know. When the note was found in 2017, Lisa Marie could have kept it private. She could have protected her father's image, hidden his regret. But she didn't. She shared it, because she understood what it meant. It meant Elvis was real, human, flawed. And that makes his kindness even more powerful, because kindness from a perfect person is expected. Kindness from a struggling person is transcendent. Elvis was struggling. We know that now. His health, his marriages, his demons. But he still found room in his heart to care about a boy he met once. Still felt guilty about letters he never answered. Still tried in his final weeks to make it right. That's the Elvis we should remember. Not the one on stage, not the one in the movies, but the one in the bedroom at 3 a.m., trying to write a letter, trying to fix a mistake, trying to be better. And unfortunately, they don't make men like Elvis Presley anymore.